Hi travelers, Tara here, and today is, what is today? July 18th. I was looking at the calendar, it's the 16th. But those of you who've been with me know I never know what day it is. So anyway, this is going to be an open reading. I don't know when the last time was that I brought you guys one. I've been trying very much to organize the website so that when you go in, you can, I don't know what it is I'm trying to do, but I can't figure out how to do it. And if you hear a Virgo, I'm a Virgo sun, say they can't figure out how to organize something, that means they're really struggling. So I'm struggling with that right now. Hopefully I will get it all situated. New subscribers to the website, to the channel, thank you for joining me. Old subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. Those of you who have come over and joined me on the website, thank you so much. I just started the weekly horoscopes. I think it's by the weekend I'm going to have the natal report things up and ready to go. So just kind of bear with me. I kind of feel like I'm in a Mercury retrograde, but that's not due to come until I think the end of this month, around the 26th, I want to say. But I just kind of feel like I'm in that fog. So we're going to come with an open reading. We're going to be using the Rider-Waite, and I have the La Vida Sibila here for some clarification. I'm also going to start working on those August readings for you, individual readings over on the website. So just bear with me. I've heard several of you have emailed me about readings that you've gotten with me and how the things have worked out exactly as the cards said they were. That makes me feel real good to know that my guides were rather accurate for you. Basically you're looking at 50% with anybody because there's free will involved. But that makes me feel real. Somebody emailed me. I did a reading for them last year, and she's like, there's still things unfolding from that reading that, things that you spoke about. So that makes me feel really good. What do I want to say? There's something I want to say, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the reading. This is general, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. So please try to take what you can and disregard what you cannot. I feel that my guides are in a rather playful mood today. I don't know why that. What are you doing, you stalker cat? What are you doing over there? Huh? All right, 9 cards down. Here we go. 3 of Swords, 8 of Coins, Knight of Wands. Now that's an interesting trio. Jeez. Okay. Ace of Cups. 9 of Wands. Wow, this is strange. And the Justice card. This is our Libra card. We have a fire moon, full moon coming up in the sign, I think, of Leo. And when the full moon occurs, it sits right next to the sun. So this can really bring up a lot of internal conflicts for you about certain things. So what you'd want to do is take your chart and find out where the 5th house falls. Now, I had somebody email me the other day, and they're like, well, which chart do I look at? You could look at either chart. The thing about the Zero Aries chart is that it puts the astrological houses on the signs where they're supposed to go, or the signs on the houses where they're supposed. Aries is first in the zodiac. Then there's Taurus, and then there's, so that's how that's set up. And that kind of works for the real world, because as the transits, and what transits are when, look at your natal wheel. Hold on, stop that. You look at your natal wheel like a fixed point, okay? It's a fixed point in time. that fixed point never changes. So what transits do is when the planets in the sky move around your particular fixed point. That's your chart. And as each planet moves around and touches another planet or touches a house, that could bring up something for you. The Zero Aries chart also has the asteroids in it. So there's there's actually 34 archetypes that you get with the asteroid chart. And the archetypes can tell you how situations will play out, what the backstory is, who the people are involved, how the myth played out. So it gives you a lot more information than just your standard chart, okay? I don't know why I brought that up, but I felt that was important. Let's lay the rest of the cards. A Five of Wands. Here's a Fool card. And a Seven of Swords. This is a very, very strange reading. We have two major arcana here. We have the Justice and the Fool card. We have one cup, which is the Ace of Cups. We have two swords, but we have three wands, and then we have one coins card. Now, for those of you who don't know much about the tarot, and for those of you who are getting tired of me talking about it, the wands speak to your ambition, your fire, your motivation, what drives you forward. But it can also be how you get angry, how you display your anger, how do you, what kind of intensity do you run over people, things of that nature. The swords represent basically your thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications. The cups represent your emotions. The coins represent the physical plane, so it's either the actual doing of something or it relates to your finances. This is a strange kind of reading, and I'm not exactly sure. The major arcana tells you what the lesson is about the challenge that you're going through. The pip cards, which are the Three of Swords, the numbered cards, and our court cards here, tell you how that story is going to play out, or how will it come about, or what the challenge is, where are you going to struggle, where is it coming from. Underneath the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So in one respect, I somewhat feel that for many of you, this is a work or a creative endeavor, that this is what this is speaking about. When I first saw the Three of Swords, I thought, well, maybe it's a relationship issue, and maybe for some of you it very well could be, but I'm really picking up that it is a work-related issue, or an issue in which you there may be some conflict between what you're trying to do, where you want to go, and maybe what's holding you back, or you feel as though you're being held back. Three of Swords, Eight of Coins, and the Knight of Wands. I feel that for some of you, you may have been wanting to, you see, look, Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. The Three of Swords tells me that there has been some disappointment. There has been, something didn't work out the way that you thought it would. Thought, because it is Three Swords. Okay. Now, on the off chance that this is a romantic relationship or such, again, it just says that it didn't work out the way you thought it did, or something didn't go the way you wanted it to. Perhaps there was a miscommunication. When I see the Three Swords, there's an implication that either a third party came in, or that there was a non-meeting of the minds. These are two people who could not come to some type of agreement in some way, shape, or form. With the heart being stabbed, it tells me that this was really something important, okay? Maybe what this thing is, we see that underneath this Three of Swords is this Ace of Cups. So it very well could have been a third party coming in. But typically, because I'm just reading the cups as an emotional thing, this tells me that there was something new that came in for somebody else, okay? That they perhaps were more emotionally attached to than whatever it was going on between the two of you. Whatever this thing is, it has caused some kind of conflict. Now, what's interesting is This is a Saturn card. This represents the energy of Saturn in Libra. This represents the energy of Saturn in Leo. Okay. And no matter which sign Saturn is sitting in, Saturn is about restrictions and limitations. He's about finding the weaknesses within the structure of something. In Libra, this has to do with a partnership of some kind. In Leo, it might have to do with babies, children's, lovers, children, endeavors, creative projects. Okay. So this could very well be a conflict where two people, one person's goals do not equate with the other person's goals. Let's put it like that. It was an opportunity for both people, but they couldn't come to some kind of resolution or agreement. Now, across the top, I feel that someone is working very, very diligently on trying to, I don't know, either deal with this situation. Maybe this is someone doing busy work so that they don't really have to deal with that Three of Swords. But then we have this Knight of Wands charging in. Now, there's a lot of fire energy here. And in one respect, I have two representations of the moon. Here I have the moon in Sagittarius. And that's going to be an affinity to the full moon in Leo that we have coming up. I don't remember if where the new moon was that just occurred. And then we have the moon in Aquarius. Okay. That's the energy of the card. And that gives us a timing as well. Even though I can't read this anymore. I can't read it anymore. So this kind of gives us a timing. I don't know what that says. I'd have to go get my notes. But anyway, the Knight of Wands is an indication of a message coming in, a news coming in. I always read it like an event. Something comes in. Okay, and it comes in in a hurry. I don't know exactly what this top row was telling me, so I'm going to look at that with the Sibila. Whatever this message, this news, maybe it was a trip, I don't know. Whatever this movement is that comes in, we see, if we follow the order of the cards, that again there's a new opportunity here. But now here's the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands says that however this is playing out, however it's coming about, we're dealing with someone who has, in a sense, been wounded in some sense. And I would say yes. This is somebody who is trying to determine whether or not this new offer is going to be perhaps the same as this Three of Swords. In other words, I don't want to get my hopes up too high. Okay. This is the card of being wounded, of perseverance, of determination. It says that you have gotten over something. There have been 8 obstacles. There have been 8 things. There's been 8, somewhat a number of completion that says you've gone through some trials and tribulations. You've come through those, and they weren't easy for you, but you were able to focus and do that. So now it's like, let me take a break and see, because something has come in. There's a new opportunity that has arrived for me. Now, the Justice card tells me that this has to do with timing. This is a Libra card. And Libra not only is about partnerships, but it's also about balance. It is about fairness, equality, and harmony. We see on the diagonal here the Three of Swords with the Justice card. Whatever this disappointment, this loss, this particular sacrifice, I would think with Saturn and Libra, it tells me that it just, the timing was not right, perhaps. There's something, I think, some element of truth that is suspect in this. Now, I can't tell you where that's coming from, but that's what I'm picking up. There's an element that's like there's an untruth here underlying. This is justice, is objective truth. So this is either not being able to get to the truth of the situation, not being told the truth, or suspecting that there's something else under the surface. Whatever it is, it has created some conflict. The Five of Wands speak to outside obstacles and circumstances, okay? In other words, it's something that is beyond your control. Well, the Justice card comes in to say, well, even though that may be the case, right now, that is just the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Doesn't mean we have to like it. That's just it's some another way of saying there's an acceptance here, or there should be an acceptance, or there's one that's coming up. But then suddenly we have this Five of Wands and the Fool. And the Fool card represents Uranus. It's also about trusting in the universe. It is about releasing things so that you can go on another journey, a new spiritual journey. Maybe this is even about a trip. What do I know? I'm looking at movement here. It is this Seven of Swords at the back of this, because Uranian energy is a quick-moving, unexpected kind of an energy. Uranus kind of comes in, and this could even be dealing with somebody who, on the one hand, says one thing, and then like 30 seconds later, they turn around, they say something completely different, or do something completely different. It's that kind of an energy. It's erratic. It's unpredictable. I don't have any repeater numbers in this spread. So I'm really trying to get a handle on what these cards are trying to tell me. Whatever this new thing is, this is what I'm still picking up, that there's something else about it that either we don't know, has not yet been revealed to us. There's something not right here. We end with the Five of Pentacles. That's Mercury in Taurus. And we have, I think, the moon entered Taurus, or will be entering Taurus very soon. But whenever Mercury enters Taurus, if you have this aspect, well, it doesn't really matter. Mercury in Taurus is really about having money-making ideas, money-making ventures. But then, as we know, if this is because there's a Uranian energy, it's something that kind of fell into your lap out of the blue. You decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in on it. And then all of a sudden you find out that there's some other things behind it. You may end up losing some finances here. That could be what that card is, what this is telling me. Even still, it's not an outcome card. This is pretty much the overall energy of the spread. So right now, this is about really feeling in a place where you don't have enough. Whether this is money, a physical security. You know, you could be sitting in a beautiful apartment surrounded by wonderful things, but you're there by yourself. So this represents some kind of lack for you in some sense on the physical plane. It could also be about not feeling understood. That's what I'm picking up. But the thing about this card is that these people are so wrapped up in what they don't have, or what they're missing, or in terms of feeling so alone and isolated, that they are really walking by some assistance. That's a church window. So sometimes that could be someone has offered you assistance and you have turned it down. Now, one of the old meanings of that card is the wife, the girlfriend, or the mistress, but it also speaks to someone that you can count on in times of trouble. Okay? Now, you got to remember, some of these interpretations come from the 13th and 14th century, and things were way different back then than they are now. I was just reading last night in the Astrology and Myths book how many cultures look at married love and passionate love as two separate things, okay, that sometimes are not compatible with each other. So sometimes you have to take things for on kind of face value until you can really get a handle on it. I see a lot of emotions and a lot of thoughts. I don't see a lot of grounding here. Way up at the top, the coins would ground this in something. So what I want to look at is, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. It's just a very, very strange. The story is not for me, it is not cohesive. I don't know, for some of you, this is the return of an opportunity. The first thing I'm going to look at is this Justice card. That's what I'm, it's just, it sits in a really, really funny place. This speaks to the airy part. It normally represents Leo, but it speaks to the airy part of Leo, the air element. So it could also be a representative of a Gemini person. Quick moving, quick thinking, quick acting, quick speech. It's just not making itself clear to me. So perhaps these Sabilas will give us some clarification on what this is trying to reveal to us. Please keep in mind too that we have this full moon coming up here on the weekend. So this could be something that is building towards the full moon. Let's look at this Justice card. Wow. Maybe for some of you this is a legal issue, a legal fight, maybe a child custody issue, maybe a a child support issue in some way. The reason why I'm bringing this up, I have two different somewhat females here. The Donna Maritata, but she's in the past position. So in one respect, this is telling me that this is either about a mother of a child or children or someone who has been in that capacity or role. Here we are looking at Dinari. Now, I normally give more meaning to this in terms of what we consider the general concept of security, but this time it really is coming to me as money. There's a financial issue here. There's the La Namica. This implies that either this situation has turned very, very contentious, okay? Fighting over children, fighting like children. So it's become a very, very contentious situation. In other words, someone has gone from this energy to this energy, or it could have to do, remember I said there might be a third party involved here, okay? Let's look at this Three of Swords. Now that I'm looking at this future vertical column, this could literally be, okay, well, the time now has come for us to go to court, to go ahead and settle this issue, and then suddenly something crops up that we did not expect, or something that has been hidden from us, or something that someone has been keeping away from us. That Seven of Swords card normally speaks to lies and deceptions, but I don't always like to pinpoint it down to that. I tell you what, one of the old 13th century meanings is a home move, and so this could be, say for instance, all of a sudden you decide that in terms of a custody issue, now you want to move and you want to take the kid away. You want to move away, okay? And now that brings up an issue. Maybe some of you are being asked to reduce the, maybe somebody's wanting to reduce the amount of child support or alimony. Maybe somebody's saying, well, if you move, I'm going to ask this, that, or the other. it's kind of a weird situation. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at here. Now, isn't this interesting? This tells me that this was about somebody new coming in. Somebody, I think, we have the happiness of the heart. Now, remember, I was just talking to you about how committed love and passionate love in some respects are completely different in some societies. This is kind of that indication as well. I feel that this was about meeting someone. There was great happiness in it, but we can see that this person here, the Vedovo, the widower, is tied to his past. In other words, there is something about either where he's coming from, where he has been, what he has gone through previously, that puts him in a position where he cannot, or he was unable to move forward with this, okay? Maybe that's what the person's been working on. We see this 9 of Wands here in the center. Ultimately, what I could be looking at is that this is a battle between two exes, okay, over a kid and finances. That's kind of what it reads like. Now that the cards are, the Sabilas are a bit, you know, clarifying. Let's take a look at the 5 of Wands. The Dilettanti. Okay. The Il Nemico. Well. And the Domestico. Isn't that an interesting combination on this 5 of Wands here? And what I'm picking up is that this whole situation went sideways. And I think it did so rather quickly. And I think it descended down into arguments and fights where now, if this is about the person who came in to this situation as third person, I think there may have been fights between that third person and this Vedovo male. And now they are, this person in a sense, maybe just acted completely like an idiot. And now that person has become the Il Nemico as well. You see, he's in the center position. Okay. Here is the Domestico. So in other words, it's like the person didn't do themselves any favor. Okay. The Domestico can be a helper, someone who comes in to help, but he can also be a collaborator. He can have ulterior motives, but we can see that whatever this is, these fights, it's descended, it did not go well. And this is still, in some instances, trying to play out or to resolve itself. What I want to look at now is the 7 of Swords. This could also be, you see, there's two different stories being told here with this set of cards and this set of cards. And what I'm looking at, if I were to take these cards and put them together, so in other words, it's like, man, I can't believe that. It's almost saying like, you know, I was stupid to ever get involved with this person. Now we're fighting over money and we have really become an enemy. Because it's, you know. But how can I fix that situation? Because really the person is, you know, out to get me. Now I could read it that way. But nevertheless, it still does not negate that this new person who showed up on the scene, and maybe the new person came in and what happened was this Knight of Wands card is kind of that energy of something not just exciting and new, but it represents a change. And maybe this just the appearance of this new person created a change for someone. I want to look at this Seven of Swords. But it's like they're backed into a corner. And perhaps they don't know what to do or how to do it, or perhaps they're working on it, trying to resolve the situation. Maybe they had to take a step back. This is not the Four of Swords. You know, this could be one man fighting with two women, and nothing is going right. One is a future. They met already. The other one is a past. He's trying to split or leave. Looks like it can't be a clean break, though. Seven of Swords. The meeting. The sick person. And the Bambino. That is an odd trio of cards. Now, I think there are a lot of hidden things here. On both sides. It is the two cards that flank the Ammalato that don't make any sense. This is not a pregnancy issue. It reads like I just think that the parties involved, one person has not been truthful from the beginning. And it has created a real mess. I don't sense in one respect that the person was doing it maliciously, in a malicious manner. I think maybe perhaps the person thought they could not allow the right hand to know what the left hand was doing, but it turned out that it's just a mess, is what it is. I don't know if this is telling me it's a new enemy, a new Lamika, a new rival. It's a mess, is what it is. Well, wow, I don't know what to say about that. Because we clearly see that this was an opportunity, something new to come in, but, you know, sometimes people feel they can't leave for financial reasons. Well, they can say that, but what that implies is that it's a selfishness. They don't want to let go of something, even when they know they should. I don't know. I'm just trying to get my website organized. Let me, I don't know what that is. Really, I don't. I wish I knew, people. So let me formulate a question in your mind. And perhaps maybe the angel answer cards will help. That's all I can say. And maybe later on I'll come back in a week and pull another spread. It may pick up on it. It may not. Of course, if you know, to gain any insight into your particular situation requires a personal reading. Because I can come back on Thursday, for example, and the cards will be talking about something totally different. So don't depend on the next reading that I do that's an open reading that's going to pick up on the story, because it doesn't always work that way. For sure, I can, you know, in a personal reading, I can give you more information. A lot of stuff going on in that spread. All right, one question. Here's your answer. It says a year from now. Heart Oracle Tarot. I think this is the Six of Pentacles. It is giving and receiving. Okay. Where is this card? I'm going to read you this. The event you are asking about will occur within this year or soon after. During this time interval, you're encouraged to stay optimistic and to continue with self-care activities and other preparations for your desire. Remember that other people's free will choices are involved. Remember, that's kind of what that Justice card was telling me. Your angels are presently working behind the scenes on your behalf, even if you can't immediately see the evidence of your answered prayers. That's that Fool card energy. Just try to remain open to, don't assume the worst. Don't naively accept the situation just as it is. Remain open. Trust that whatever, the universe has your back on this. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I'm doing my best. Let's take a look at the coins. This is the Six of Coins. Balance, reward, share, and ask. When this card appears, relationships take on a loving, balanced energy. You've worked hard to understand yourself and others, and now it's paying off. You're being rewarded with joy and fulfillment. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from what you've learned around matters of the heart? Take some time to share your insights. Excuse me. Be careful, though, and don't try to solve people's problems. That's interesting. Just be a mentor. Also look for other ways that you can be of assistance to those around you, but be sure to give only what you can and no more. In the spirit of balance, be open to receiving support and inspiration from other people. The universe is waiting to help you. You're blessed at this time and will receive additional favors if you ask for what you still need. Trust that you will receive it. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys about that particular reading. I hope those messages helped. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can simply click on the I here up in the corner. If it is a reading by phone, once you get to the website, you'll see tarot readings. Hover your mouse over that. A secondary menu will pop out. At the very top, it says important information on booking. Please read that before you submit any payment and the booking form. You have to do both of those for the phone reading. If you're interested in a video reading, there's also a tab for that. It says video readings. That's rather self-explanatory, but again, it's a two-step process: payment and then booking form, or then booking form and what do you call it? Payment. I do not use the upload to YouTube. So what you do is you purchase that reading, you are able to download it, and you can save it and keep it yourself, okay? You don't have to go through YouTube to do it. That takes forever. That's why I don't do that. You can, those are yours to keep. Those are about an hour long. Let's see. You can click on that. There's Akashic Records. There's a lot of stuff over on the site. You can also find my information in the description box and also under the about box section of my channel. I do hope those messages helped, and until next time, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Namaste.